New Year's Eve, it's all about the hype, right? The crowds, the champagne. But what if the best way to celebrate isn't at some huge party? Today, let's talk about the surprising power of spending that big night all by yourself. Okay, let me ask you something. Just think about it for a sec. What's the one night of the year where being alone feels like you've, I don't know, failed somehow? I bet for a lot of you, one date just popped right into your head. Yep, New Year's Eve. You know the drill, the toasts, the packed parties, that all-important midnight kiss. The pressure to be in a crowd, it's huge, right? But hold on. What if that's all it is? A story we've been told over and over? What if choosing to be alone is actually one of the most powerful, most incredible ways you could possibly start a new year? All right, so let's get into it. We're going to tear down this whole lonely New Year myth. This idea that spending New Year's Eve by yourself is something to feel bad about, something you have to avoid no matter what. I mean, this is the script we're all given, isn't it? It says the year has to go out with a bang, a massive, loud party. And a quiet night in? Well, that's just a whisper. That's framed as if you didn't really celebrate. So you gotta ask, where does all this pressure come from? Because it's not just in our heads, right? This myth, it has real teeth. It's got power because it is everywhere. And I mean, look at this. It's coming at us from all sides. A huge chunk is from our social media feeds, right? That endless scroll of perfectly curated party pictures. Then you've got friends and family, and they mean well, but they're always asking, so what are the big plans? And don't even get me started on TV and movies with that dramatic midnight kiss. It's like a full court press telling you how you're supposed to celebrate. But here's the thing. The reality is, more and more people are just opting out. And listen, it's not because they don't have anywhere to go. No, this is a conscious, deliberate choice. And when you look at the reasons why, it makes total sense. For some people, big crowds are a recipe for major anxiety. For others, let's be real, the cost of a big night out is just insane. And then there's my personal favorite, that feeling of forced fun. That pressure to have the best night ever, which is pretty much a guarantee that you won't. Sometimes you just need to rest and recharge, get away from all that noise. Okay, so this brings us to a really, really important point. We have to understand the huge psychological difference between being lonely and choosing solitude. They are absolutely not the same thing. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. Look, loneliness is involuntary. It's something that happens to you. It's that awful, draining feeling of wanting connection but not having it. But solitude, that's voluntary. That's a choice. It's a positive, restorative state where you're actually connecting with yourself. And that's what we call intentional solitude. See, it's not a passive thing that just happens. It's an active choice. It's you deliberately carving out that time for yourself to think, to create, or just to be. Honestly, it's one of the best forms of self-care out there. And the benefits, they're real, they're tangible. When you're not constantly on for other people, your self-awareness just goes through the roof. You can actually hear yourself think. You get this deep reflection time. And scientifically, it just plain reduces stress. It's like hitting a mental reset button. So, okay, let's bring this home. What does this all mean for you if you're looking at a New Year's Eve on your own, whether you chose it or not? It means you've got this amazing opportunity to create a whole new kind of celebration. So how do you do it? How do you make it special? Well, first, set an intention. Just ask yourself, what do I actually want from tonight? Maybe it's rest. Maybe it's reflection. Then, and this is a big one, unplug. Get off social media. Give yourself a break from seeing everyone else's night. Use that quiet to journal, to think back on the year, the good, the bad, all of it. And finally, when midnight comes, do something that feels real and authentic to you, not what you think you're supposed to do. And please hear this. This is the key. A quiet night in isn't the alternative to celebrating. It is a celebration, a real one. It's a celebration of you, of where you've been and where you're going. Just let that sink in for a second. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. So, what better way to kick off a brand new year than by honoring that relationship? So, as you look ahead, here's the question I want to leave you with. Is the best way to start a new year with the noise of a crowd or with the quiet voice of yourself?